At a rooftop party in Chicago, my African-American best friend leaned in and kissed my African-American wife, a woman in her late 30s.
My name is Daniel Hart, and if someone had told me that one ordinary Saturday night would end a 12-year marriage, I would have laughed, because Emily wasn't just my wife. She was my home, my anchor, my every comforting routine woven into a single human being. But betrayal doesn't knock. It doesn't whisper. Sometimes it walks into the room, looks you in the eye, and breaks you openly, without shame, without hesitation. That night, we were at a rooftop birthday party overlooking the Chicago skyline. City lights glittered, soft music floated through the air. The kind of gathering where nothing serious is supposed to happen. Emily looked beautiful, her hair catching the lights, her smile warm and effortless. I felt lucky just standing beside her. Then I saw him, Michael, my college friend, loud, charming, reckless. The kind of guy who always flirted with boundaries he didn't respect, but I trusted him. Or maybe I just trusted Emily too much. I was pouring myself a drink when a cold prickle crawled up my spine, the kind of instinct that screams before your eyes fully understand what they re-seeing. I turned, and in that instant my world cleaved in two. Michael leaned in too close, too familiar, and kissed Emily. Not a peck, not a joke, not an accidental brush. A real kiss, bold, public, purposeful. Emily froze for half a second, her eyes wide, but she didn't push him away. She didn't recoil. She didn't even raise her hands. She just looked stunned, and then her gaze flicked to mine. Her face collapsed, panic, guilt, terror, but it wasn't enough to undo what had already exploded inside me. The crowd shifted awkwardly, unsure if this was some kind of drunken prank. It wasn't. My body moved before my thoughts caught up. One step, another, and another slow, steady, each one cutting through the noise like a blade. I stopped in front of them, looked Michael dead in the eyes. Enough, quiet, controlled, sharp enough to stop a storm, he smirked, shrugging it off. Relax, Dan, it's just a kiss. Just a kiss. 12 years of loyalty, history, sacrifice reduced to 4 careless words that tasted like poison. I didn't look at him again. I looked at her. Emily's eyes were glassy, trembling, pleading silently for something, forgiveness, maybe, understanding, another chance. But the moment wasn't hers to control anymore. Something inside me, something heavy and tired, simply stopped resisting. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't demand explanations. I just said, "We're done." Her mouth opened, but no words came out. Whatever she wanted to say drowned beneath the weight of 12 years collapsing in a single heartbeat. I turned, I walked away, and I did not look back. Each step felt like peeling off a life I no longer recognized. By the time I reached my car, my hands were shaking, not from fear, not from pain, but from clarity. I sat in my car staring at the steering wheel, my chest hollow, my mind unnervingly calm. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I didn't punch anything. The deepest heartbreak isn't loud. It's silent, the kind that steals every sound around you. I drove aimlessly through the city until the lights blurred Chicago glowing behind me like a past life fading in a rearview mirror. Finally, I ended up at the home of my oldest friend, Mason. I didn't need to explain. My face told him everything. "I can't do it anymore," I whispered. He just nodded once and let me in. No questions. The next morning, my phone was flooded with messages. "Emily, please talk to me." "Emily, it wasn't what you think." "Emily," I panicked. I didn't mean. "Emily, please come home. Please," I didn't open them. Because the moment she didn't pull away from him, the moment she froze instead of defending us, everything she could possibly say lost its meaning. Over the next few days, I drifted between numbness and sharp clarity. I kept replaying all the small signs I'd missed, the distance in her eyes, the forced smiles, the half-hearted affection, the hesitation when I reached for her hand, the nights she stayed late at work, the way she'd flinch when I walked into a room unexpectedly. All of it had been there, clear as daylight. But love makes you selectively blind. You choose what not to see. Emily texted again a few days later. "Can we talk? I need you to hear me out." I stared at the message for a long time. Then I put my phone down. Because the truth was simple. No explanation could undo the public nature of that betrayal. A private apology cannot erase a public humiliation. She broke me down publicly, and I walked away publicly. Some lines just can't be redrawn. A week later, I saw Emily again at a mutual friend's gathering. Time hadn't mended the wound, but it had reshaped it. She saw me enter the room and froze, the same panic from the rooftop now mixed with a regret so raw it almost softened me, almost. She walked toward me, hesitant, every step heavy. Her voice cracked as she whispered, "Daniel, can we please talk?" I looked at her, really looked. She wasn't the woman I loved anymore. She wasn't even the woman from 12 years ago. She was someone who let another man touch her lips while wearing my ring. Someone who let loyalty become optional. Someone who mistook my silence for acceptance and my devotion for weakness. I nodded once, not forgiveness, not reconciliation. Just acknowledgement. Her composure shattered. Tears gathered in her eyes. Her shoulders slumped. Because she finally understood. I wasn't angry anymore. I was gone. Not physically, emotionally, completely, and nothing terrifies someone more than losing the version of you who would have forgiven everything. From that moment on, my life changed. I stopped waiting for affection. I stopped shrinking myself to keep the peace. I stopped giving chances to someone who broke the first one so carelessly. I chose myself. I rediscovered routines that were mine, interests I had abandoned, dreams I had postponed, and a peace I had forgotten. Months passed. The wounds turned into wisdom, the hurt turned into boundaries, and the man I became? Stronger, quieter, clearer, whole. Emily and I never reconciled, not emotionally, not romantically, not spiritually, but I didn't hate her. I just finally understood that self-respect is worth more than a lifetime of loving someone who doesn't choose you consistently. Her betrayal didn't destroy me, it awakened me. Walking away from her wasn't the end, it was the beginning. The beginning of a life where I refused to be diminished, refused to be humiliated, refused to stay where love becomes an afterthought. And that night when Michael kissed her in front of the world wasn't the moment I lost her. It was the moment I found myself. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more content. See you next time.